Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle something that is absolutely crucial for your IGCSE English exams, and that's mastering how to use quotations. Let's get right into it.
So, have you ever been in this spot? You read the text, you totally get it, but when you get your paper back, the marks just aren't there. It's so frustrating, right? Well, a lot of the time, the problem isn't that you don't understand it, it's about how you're using your evidence. We're going to fix that today. Okay, so what's the secret to a really strong answer? I call it the golden rule. And trust me, it's a simple but super powerful formula that's going to completely change the way you write your answers. So you'll definitely want to listen up for this. And here it is, super simple, just 3 steps. First, you make your point. Then you find a quote to back it up. That's your evidence. And finally, you explain what that quote actually means. When you put all 3 of those together, bam, you're showing the examiner that your ideas aren't just made up, they come straight from the text. All right, let's dive into step 1, finding and writing your quote. Now, the real key here is to be super precise. You want to pick out only the most powerful words that really support what you're trying to say. Okay, so let's use a quick example to practice. We've got this short bit of text here. You can see we've got a character, Sarah. She's at a window, and you can kind of feel there's some tension, right? So here's the question we need to answer. How does the writer show that Sarah is nervous? Simple enough. This means we're basically on a mission to hunt down words or phrases in the text that scream fear or attention or worry. Now check this out. Look at the huge difference here. The correct way, it's short, it's relevant, it's laser-focused. The incorrect way, it's just a long, clunky sentence with a bunch of stuff we don't need. You want to be a surgeon here, not a butcher. You're just cutting out the exact piece you need, nothing more. Okay, step 2, explaining your quote. You found the perfect little piece of text. Awesome. But listen, this next part is literally where the top marks are won or lost. Just dropping a quote into your answer isn't going to cut it. You absolutely have to explain it. So what does a good explanation do? Well, it really has 2 main jobs. First, you need to show what those words you picked actually mean or suggest. And second, and this is so important, you have to connect that meaning right back to the question about her being nervous. Take a look at this model explanation. See how it breaks down the phrase clutched her bag tightly? It says that holding something so tight suggests fear and insecurity. It does both jobs perfectly. It explains the words and links it all back to Sarah's nervousness. That is exactly what you need to do. Okay, the moment of truth. Let's put all these little pieces together and see what the perfect answer actually looks like. See that? It just flows so well. It starts with the point. The writer shows Sarah is nervous. Then comes the quotation, the evidence, and it finishes with that brilliant explanation that ties it all together. It's clear, it's to the point, and it's super powerful. So let's wrap this up. If there's one thing you take away today, it's this. Never, ever forget the golden rule. Point, quotation, explanation. Seriously, burn that into your brain. If you do this every single time, I guarantee you're going to see those marks go up.
Okay, listen up, because this is the step where the most marks are either won or lost. It's not enough to just drop a quote in your answer and walk away. You have to explain it, and we can do that in 3 easy parts. First, you pinpoint the key word in the quote. Second, you explain what that word suggests. And third, you tie that meaning right back to the question you were asked.
Let's see what that looks like. We've got our quote, clutched her bag tightly. So what does that really show? Well, when someone clutches something, it suggests they're feeling scared or insecure, right? And boom, just like that, we've connected our evidence directly to the idea of Sarah being nervous.
Let's quickly go over the common traps you need to avoid. First, don't copy long, rambling sentences. Second, never ever forget to explain your quote. And third, remember you're here to analyze the text, not just retell the story. If you can steer clear of these, you are way ahead of the curve.
Okay, enough of me talking. Now it's your turn to give it a shot. Take a look at this new paragraph about a character named Ion. Read it closely and pay attention to those little details.
Here's your mission. The question is, how does the writer show that Ion is nervous? All you have to do is find one great quote, and then write a sentence explaining what it shows us.
Go ahead, hit that pause button now, take a minute or 2 to find your quote, and build your answer using our formula, point, quotation, explanation. Really give it a go.
All right, you back? How did it go? Let's take a look at one possible answer. The point is clear. The quotation is perfect and short. His fingers trembled slightly, and the explanation? It's fantastic. It explains the trembled means shaking, which is a physical sign of being anxious or afraid. See how that works? That was great work. Let's do just one more to really make sure this skill is locked in for you. Here's a new situation with a character named Mira. Read it carefully.
And here's the question for this one. How does the writer show that Mira feels uneasy? Your job, once again, is to pick out one piece of evidence from the text and then explain how it proves she's feeling uneasy.
You know the drill. Pause the explainer, find your evidence, and build that perfect three-part answer. Okay, let's look at the model answer. I bet a lot of you picked out her heart beating faster. It's an excellent choice. And the explanation nails it by connecting this physical reaction, a fast heartbeat, directly to the feeling of being uneasy or scared. This is exactly the kind of analysis that gets you the big marks.
So, if you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, please let it be this simple, powerful formula. Make your point, back it up with a short, accurate quotation for your evidence, and then explain what that evidence actually proves. If you do this every single time, I promise you, your marks are going to improve.
Hey, if this explainer helped you out, it would be awesome if you could like, share, and subscribe to Nestlingua. We'll have more guides coming to help you ace your exams. Thanks so much for watching.